Welcome back to the Viper's Pit. Today we're going to be discussing two of the more underrated heroes in my opinion, and they're going to be Bossk and Leia. But before we get into that, I wanted to take a minute and thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. You guys are truly the best community out there, and I'm shocked every day. I really am. I'm hungry. I want to tell you that I hope everybody's doing fine, and I've always got a friend here at the Viper's Pit. Right now, you guys are strong, and I have nothing but faith in you. So if you don't mind the comments today, kind of type in a short message and let me know what you guys have been up to, what you've been doing. If you like the video, please give it a like, and if you're new here, please feel free to subscribe. Bell icon is so you get notified when I upload new videos. Alright. I also apologize for not following the normal schedule. It's come and days, but hopefully everything will calm down here and it won't be so hectic that we'll get back on our schedule. But let's move on to the driver's side. And after that would be Leia and the gang. First we're going to be talking about everybody's favorite day. My man Bossk. We'll do Bossk a little different than we normally do, guys, because I want to discuss this early into what I think might actually help, and see what you guys think. So, now, since Bossk regenerated his health throughout the game, he doesn't have a health on the star card or a passive ability. You know what I mean? So, he's a beast without it. So, once you get used to using him, you will be too. So let's talk about his abilities here, his active abilities, and those are Bosk's Grenade, Predator Instincts, and Proximity Mines. Now, Bosk's are pretty much self-explanatory, but there's a couple things in here I want to point out. The Bosk's Grenades are throwing grenades, which releases a potent amount of Bosk's gas that will damage enemies that stand within it. And I'll be honest here, I've always loved using Bossk because of his ability to hold an objective. And hopefully, by the end of this, you'll be dangerous with these two characters. But Bosk's Grenades is pretty much just that. It's nothing special. So let's move on to Predator Instincts. Now I say nothing special, but you know what I mean. So let's move on to the Predator Instincts. Bossk loads his gun with high damage micro grenades, engages his Trandoshan instincts, and giving him thermal vision, of course, and enhancing his physical strength. So some of you guys might remember way back in beta and a little after beta, Bossk his Predator Instincts just didn't work. But now he's one of the more reliable heroes in my opinion. Let's move on to the Proximity Mines. And yes, I'm aware, guys, that they just fixed this. I don't know if you guys know or not, but there was a glitch, a bug in his proximity mines. No matter what you had on them, like the star cards, he would only still throw out 3, and it wasn't really helpful to give you the star cards set up. But I went back and I checked it today, and it worked for me every time. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you my best setup for this. If you have a better setup, please let me know in the comments. Proximity mines, they're just exactly that. They throws out 3 sticky mines with, without the aid of the star card, and they're set up on a proximity trigger. They deal high damage. They're handy for securing objectives, doorways, choke points. Insert whatever here. Also very good to make sure that you're not being followed. You throw those down and somebody sees it, they're going to stop where they are. So, without dragging this out any further, let's move straight on to the star cards. Ones I'm going to recommend are Name Your Poison, Multi-Traps, and then for Bossk, he's got such a good setup that I'm going to give you 2 for the price of 1 on this last one. So let's talk about Name Your Poison. Bossk will regain a small amount of health for each second he stands within the cloud of Deoxys. When fully upgraded, he gains about 30 health per second. So let's move on to Multi-Traps. Bossk throws out an additional 2 traps. They have a larger detonation area. And more traps is always good, I think you'll agree. When fully upgraded, not only does he have 2 extra traps, but the detonation area is increased by 25%. So, now let's move on to my final recommendations. And they're going to be trap arming speed. Traps arm and activate faster. When fully upgraded, the traps activate 60% faster. And sometimes you really, really need that. But if you don't feel that one's necessary, we'll just move on, and I would suggest Unrelenting Predator. For every enemy Bossk defeats, while Predator Instincts is active, the recharge time of his other abilities is shortened by 14% when the card is fully upgraded. Now let's get on to his... That's pretty self-explanatory, so let's move on to his primary weapon. I decided to change it up a little bit today because there's a few things about his weapon that I think we all know. If you're not trying to snipe somebody, you're not going to really... You're in a world of hurt if they get too close. But in my opinion, if they would just up the damage a little bit, maybe give it a better reticle, like they did with Chewie, I think it'd be a little bit better than the one-trick pony that it is right now. Just my opinion. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. That being said, with a little practice, I have no doubt you guys will just wear them out with these, with Bossk. I'm pretty sure you're going to be surprised at Leia also. And so, without further ado, let's move directly into Leia here. As usual, we'll start by her passive ability, which is a health on elimination, which is standard for most heroes, with the exception of a few that I've noted before. The latest update to Leia's powers, or cards, whatever you want to call them, I found that I actually surprisingly enjoy playing Leia now. It is that much of a difference. And, removing the flash grenade and giving her 3 grenades that deal pretty good damage. thermal detonators. The only thing they could make, the only way they could make that better would be if each individual grenade was on an individual timer, instead of you have to throw all three and then they reset. That being said, you pretty much gonna toss all three of them anyway, just to see who you can get sometimes. Alright, so of course we're gonna go straight to our active abilities, and of course we were just talking about the thermal detonators. You throw up to 3 thermal detonators that explode after a short time. It enters a cooldown after all 3 are thrown. But as I said, we've already covered that, so let's move on to the rapid fire. Leia swaps her blaster for an enhanced E11 assault rifle, which also allows her to blast enemies with a stream of aggressive fire. This is pretty self-explanatory, and it's handy as all get out in some situations. Her squad shield, it's still a shield, you know. It's pretty situational sometimes, but there's also times that can save your can. So to be honest, I rarely used to use Leia because of the way she was, very situational and all. But with the new ones, I have to admit, I have enjoyed playing her immensely, so much more than I did before. Let's move on to her star cards. The first star card I'm recommending is Laser Brain. The alternate fire on Leia's Defender Blaster cools down 35, deals 35 extra bonus damage when the card is maxed out. So the second star card I'm going to recommend is for Leia's High Spirit. It allows Leia to regenerate 100 more base health when fully upgraded. Self-explanatory on that one. And the third and final card I recommend is Relentless Fire. This allows her to fire the E11 Rapid Blaster for 55% longer when it's fully upgraded. The reason I chose these over the more popular star cards like Stay Together or Rebel Heart is because of the recent changes to Leia's loadout. I found, at least in my opinion, it's more effective use of her star cards, and depending on playstyle, is the best, it's not the best, but the greatest advantage I've found for my playstyle. But I'm pretty sure it won't let you down. And that, my friends, covers Bossk and Leia. My hope is that this helps you guys, and on these two heroes, maybe I hope it helps you. If it didn't, if there's anything I could do, please let me know what I could change to be more specific about this, because this is what I do it for, is to help you guys and help other people. So the next two heroes is going to be you guys asking, you tell me which two heroes you want next. Again, I want to thank you for supporting this channel, supporting me, and hanging in there, guys. You guys rock, without a doubt. And that's all for me, guys. I want to tell you thank you again. And as always, we'll see you in the next video, right back here at the Viper's Pit. Holy Viper, out.